Think you need a big space to master Kung Fu footwork? Think again. Today we're focusing on drills you can do at home to build balance, precision, and control. Plus, stay till the end for a bonus warm-up routine to kickstart your training every time. Let's get started.
But footwork's very important. Footwork is key to your standing position, your upright, your fighting position if you're fighting up, right? The principles of footwork may change somewhat in confined spaces or in a competitive environment, but that's another discussion that we'll talk about later. All right, so let's start with the basic Wing Chun footwork. Open up for 1, 2, 3, 4, just slightly pigeon toe, all right? Pivot your right foot, bring your heel forward, cat stance, right? You got your weight on this back leg. Step forward, place your foot down. You'll notice my hips are at almost like a, if this is an angle, I'm positioning my hip almost 45 degrees, okay? My feet are positioned 45 degrees. If I were to compare it, if you think of Muay Thai, right? Hips are gonna be square, right? For roundhouse kicks. But for this, we're going to go in this position here, all right? Hands up, elbow pointing down. Your guard position, you want to keep your center line. This is your center of the body. You want to keep it guarded, right? Best position, elbow about 1.5 fists away from the body. The hand, right? I always like to keep it by the eyes, not the fingers, but the knuckle part. A little bit more difficult to crash through the knuckles, right? And this is for bare hands, by the way. If you got gloves, it's gonna change, right? But for Wing Chun, traditionally with no gloves, or even if you have open hand gloves, this is a good position. For boxing gloves, if you're, for whatever reason, you're boxing with, doing Wing Chun with boxing gloves, it leaves me scratching my head why you would want to try boxing with. Anyway, because so many hand positions, you need your hands in Wing Chun to manipulate joints and to, you know, to have the sensitivity and stuff. At any rate, 1.5 fists away from the body, knuckle line lines up with the eye. This hand, palm out by the elbow, close off everything. Everything's really within this area here, right? So I can protect what we call the 4 gates, the 1, 2, 3, 4 gates, divided by into 4 parts with center line and, you know, about top of the hip down, right? So what it does is, you know, that's your area of protection that you need to keep protecting. We'll talk about that later when we talk about striking in the 4 areas. The main thing is everything happens in this box. In this box. Any of these coming outside the box is a wasted motion in this system, which means that if you want to strike someone and you want to go around their punch, and I know I'm digressing here, this is where footwork comes in. You need to reposition yourself. No Wing Chun practitioner, to my knowledge, is going to come around a punch like that. That's just weird. What they're going to do is they're going to sidestep to reposition that angle, and they're going to come in with a cat strike behind your guard, right? So they come in, you come and cat strike, right? That's something That's why footwork and repositioning is very important. Okay, let's do basic Wing Chun footwork. This is sort of like you're being cautious, right? You have your opponent in front of you, right? Or, you're mindful of your environment, of course. You're going to step, you're going to lead with the heel, and then you're going to slide the back foot forward and reposition it. Lead with the heel, slide the back foot forward and reposition it, right? So it looks like, and then when you go back, you're going to lead with the toe or ball of your feet and bring the foot back. 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 Why do you slide the foot? In case someone tries to sweep that front leg, especially if you forget and shift your weight to the front leg. When you do Wing Chun footwork, make sure when you step forward, you make sure your weight is shifted back to that back leg. So you can, right? But if your weight is forward and you're fighting someone who sees that, they're going to sweep that front leg as soon as you put it down. So you need to be mindful of, where your weight is. It's very important. It's a little detail, but that's something to kind of be mindful of. So starting from here, 80% of your weight's back here. The front is just 20%. You step forward, heel, heel, heel. Reverse, ball, ball, ball. Now, switch. The switch and slope is basically you come up. Remember, you're in transition, so you don't want to get kicked out the air while you're doing this or kick. So if you're going to switch, whether you do a high crane or a low crane, you come back, keeping your lower gate protected. You hop with the other leg into a crane, and then you place the foot down. So, right? The hand switch, still keeping the guard protected, right? Okay, so we'll switch to the other side. Think, heel, heel first, slide the foot, heel first, slide the foot. You can think when you shift the weight forward to slide the foot, you basically, at this point, the back heel is off the ground too, so it makes it easier to bring the foot and reposition it forward. This is the beginning. When we talk about the advanced version of that, it's going to change just slightly. All right, ready? Step forward. Step forward, look down, make sure you still got heel toe. Why heel toe? Because again, this helps to close off the center of keep kicks from coming up the middle. Or, you still have, you're able to easily offset or, block a kick or whatever. Or if someone sweeps, you can lift, or you can just drop the knee in to close off the sweep or close off a kick, right? Okay, let's go back. Step with the ball of the foot, slide the foot, reposition, check your weight, make sure it's on the back foot. Step, step, switch. Okay? That's the Wing Chun footwork. Let's do a few rounds. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Back. 1, 2, 3. Switch. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, recycle. Couple pointers on that. Beside the weight shifting, usually on the retreat's much faster than the advance. The advance, you're sort of a little bit more cautious, and it's not so linear. I know I'm doing it linear now, but Wing Chun footwork, whether if you're going forward, it's ball of the foot, and then you slide the back foot. If you go to the side, same thing, right? Heel, heel, go back a little bit faster, you go to that side. So you could go, right. So that's the Wing Chun footwork. Good to practice. The main thing is you want to be as light on your feet as possible. Okay, the next footwork is we refer to this as supplemental footwork. It's like a skipping type of footwork, and it looks like this from the same position. This one, you're going to bring both feet together and then back out again. So it looks like almost like a skip. 1, 2. You see how that's different from the Wing Chun? Wing Chun, Wing Chun, Wing Chun, supplemental, supplemental, supplemental. And yes, you guessed it right. It's much quicker, much, much quicker. So, and this, again, is the linear version, right? But with supplementals, if you stay on your, it's very familiar to those who, if you've had boxing before, you probably recognize this type of work. So for the drill, we go 3 up and 3 back. So hands position, go 1, 2, 3, and then back. 1, 2, 3, and then switch. 1, 2, 3. See how my feet come together? 1, 2, 3, and my feet, they go back to the original position. Avoid this, right? Now you see how I narrowed my base? That's a no-no. If you're moving fast and you're reacting, you want your body to know no other way to move but like this. So start developing really good habits now, because once the skirmish or fight starts, your body's going to go to the easiest thing. And what is that? Whatever you built the habit of doing, right? The idea of doing these over and over and over for years at a time is so that your body knows no other way to move but that way, even under pressure, right? But if you've just been doing this a while and you just, it's not going to work, right? If it has to go through here, it's not going to work, right? Okay, supplementals. Let's do a few rounds from this position. Again, you still got your hips at a 45 off the line. Guard up the center, and we'll go forward for 1, 2, 3, and retreat for 1, 2, 3. Switch. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Switch. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Switch. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Switch. One more round. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Switch. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Switch. All right. That's the second footwork. There are things you can do with your hands, of course, but that's for another class, more advanced class, especially if you're sparring. Definitely don't want to just have your hands I mean, it's good to guard the center, but there are other things you can do as you're repositioning and setting up. Okay, that was the Wing Chun, the supplemental skipping footwork, side steps. You may have seen the other videos I posted on how to do basic side steps. Very important. You don't see this too often and stuff. Again, you want to build this into your body movement by just repetition. There's no magic or tricks to this. It's just doing it over and over and over and over. Practicing when you're sparring, practice just being mindful of it at first until it becomes so integrated into your movement, your body doesn't know how to move any other way. Okay, so for side steps, we'll use this line as an example. This is your line of attack. It's the object of this side step. This is the simple version because you can always change the angle. Side steps doesn't necessarily mean advancing, but it could also mean moving to the side or retreating as well. So side step drill, we step to the side into an arrow step, right? This is called an arrow step. That means your weight's going to be shifted to the forward leg momentarily. You guard up, keep the shoulders towards your opponent. They've just come by you. Now you set up to do a kick or step in and punch, and then you go back. You go to the other side. 1, step in, crat stance. You can turn sound. You can punch. You can kick or step back. Okay? But let's do the basic footwork. So from this position, arrow step 1, triangle step in, triangle step, retreat, back to your original position. You're going back a little bit because you already advanced forward, so you need to go back to your position, step to the other side, triangle step, step in, come back, retreat, right? Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, switch, 3, 2, 3, 4. So what's happening here? The pattern is side step 1, triangle step, step in across the line, guard up or tonsile, come back. As you're retreating, clear as you're going back in case someone's throwing a kick. As you're retreating, you get that lower guard protected. You're back to your original position. Now you got to go to the other side. Here, give them the shoulder, hands up by your face, not near your face, because since you're bare hand, if they hit your face, they don't need to get through your hand. So keep your hand here. If you're wearing gloves, it's different. You can use the padding of the glove to protect your face, but that's different. So keep your hands here. I still have my fist and a half away from my body. I'm gonna triangle step and I'm gonna tonsile. I'm gonna come back and come back, right? Then we're gonna go back to the other side again. 1, 2, sweep, here, hit. Okay, that's the tonsile version. I'll do it again. 1, tonsile, triangle step back, clear, reset. 2, tonsile, triangle step, check. Make sure there's no kicks are coming in. We'll go again. Give them the shoulder. Come in, tonsile again. And then go to the other side. Now, there's a couple other things happening there. Even as you're stepping across, and I'll have to show you this later, your lock, you can actually use this as a foot lock, right? If you're moving into a person from this, you can actually lock the person's foot where you slide your foot right next to their cap to shin. So if they try to retreat, there's trap. And that's where you can trap and do things like that. But again, you can't do that if you're not in a good position. If you're just crashing into punches, it's not gonna work. You gotta reposition yourself. You gotta move out, crash, elbow, come back out, check, right? Very important. And there are ways you can change that up. Side steps, this is sort of 45-degree angle, right? 45, right? You can go to the side, kick, come back, set them up, right? Very, very, very effective. You could also sidestep. Again, you could set up a kick from the outside, right? Another one. You can set up a kick, groin kick, tiger tail, or what we call what some people refer to as a question mark kick. So you check, tiger tail, come back, right? So you're out of position, they're here, slap them on the back of the head, come back. Anyway, the last one, which is a challenge of the side step drill, is when you throw sweeps in there. This is really good. And it's almost a hidden technique. You square up, well, almost square up. You side step, you get sweep as you move right beside them, right? They can't see, you basically ghosting the lower leg, right? Subtle, very subtle, very subtle. For endurance, strength exercise, you could try lower sweeps. Those are really hard to do unless you're really quick and you set them up. They're really hard. It's just like trying to do capoeira in a boxing match. If you're really athletic, you can pull it off, but you have to set it up. Many strikes, especially the low sweeps and things, you have to really set up your opponent for that one. But with regard to that, what we do is we start off with the basic one. We go to the side, we sweep, and then pivot this foot, sweep the back foot, right? That's your back sweep. Side step again, sweep, and sweep, right? Again, with the side step, you could cross over and sweep the leg from that point, right? Crossing over from here. You can throw a kick or sweep as they pass through the line of attack. A lot of things can come out of just the basic footwork. Let me review again what I want you to work on. Side steps. So from here, you go 1, triangle step, 2, triangle step, clear and step back to your original position. 1, triangle step in, triangle step back. 2, go to the other side again, come in, triangle step back. And then finish up with the other side. It's a 12 count that you can reduce to a 4 count, and then a 12 count. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then if you want to do 4 count, once you feel comfortable, you go 1, 2, 3, 4. Basic side step drill. Okay. We'll come back to the center. This time we'll square off towards the center. Here, just for the purposes of learning this one, it looks like, okay, so we're here. This is your attacker, right? Coming in, shift. You just get off the line, get out the way. All right, it's similar to the side step, except this one is just a simple shift. Almost you can lean out of, right? 1, you pivot. 2, pivot, bring that foot with you. The weight is on the leg facing the front. This is your empty leg here. So your hands are free. Great. Very good for dragging the person. But it only works if you don't telegraph it. So you're standing there, you're minding your business. Someone is attacking you. You just get out the way, right? Hands up, right? And that, for it to work mechanically good, you have to do it a lot to develop the hip mobility, because much of it is using the hip to move out of the line of attack, right? So that's shifting. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Now, there's some variations on that. We'll go over that tomorrow. We usually refer to that as ducking and dodging. So we'll talk about that. We'll combine that with that basic footwork. Okay. So we have the basic Wing Chun footwork, the supplemental skip footwork. We have the side steps, and then we have the shifting footwork, and we have one more to go. Now, the last one, which some of you are probably familiar with if you've ever done karate. When I did Okinawan karate, we used to refer to this as the Crescent step. In the Wing Chun, at least in my school, we refer to it as a triangle step. It looks like this. So we'll start here. You'll open up, step forward, triangle step. Reposition the front foot so it's facing forward. You create an opening, right? You come in, close off your center, you step out with the ball of your feet, and you reposition the foot. So basically you come in, you see it makes a little triangle. So you come in. But again, some people refer to it as a crescent step. Why is this footwork important? Because anytime you're transitioning, right, you need to close off your lower gates, right? So even if you're going to do a kick, you want to make sure there's no opening as you're transitioning and repositioning yourself or setting up for a kick. You don't want to kick like this because you're too open. Unless you're doing a roundhouse, that's a different story. But then that requires you to square off and to move slightly differently, right? But for Wing Chun, since our foot position is here, we need to create an opening for the kick because it's closed. This is closed off, so we turn this forward to create an opening to either step forward, kick forward, or just step across and do whatever we need to. So the crescent or triangle step is as follows. So pivot, bring the foot in, you're in a cat stance with an empty leg. All your weight is back here. You step out and then settle your weight. My hands change position, elbows stay down, keeping everything closed off. So I'm closing everything off, I'm stepping back out. Okay, that's the triangle step. Again, that's the linear version. But of course, triangle steps, right? It's to close off any openings as you transition between motions. It's slower than the supplemental or skipping. It's much faster, but this is sort of in between the Wing Chun and supplemental. So once you master these patterns, then you can mix them up. Here's another drill you can use to help work on that. This is what we call the shift horse, right? So you start off with your legs squared forward. I'll do it without the hands so you can see what my feet are doing, and then we'll come back to the hands. So you go 1, right? 2, 3, 4, square off. 1, 2, 3, 4, square off. Okay? Do it again. 1, 2, retreat, step forward. 3, step forward. 4, and 5. Right? So just from that basic pattern, you got to shift here, which you can use with a lean to kind of get out the way if you want to. If your hands are up, you can bounce out. Right? Now, obviously, my foot is still across the line. So this is sort of, I guess, maybe for a sudden attack. And you need to just shift out the way. You don't have time to pull the other foot completely out. So it works that way. If you're in a fighting stance, it's different. Your feet are already in position, so you just step back, step to the side, whatever. But if you're, for whatever reason, you're minding your own business and you're squared off, then you can shift, parry, and like that. So the drill goes. I'll do it without the hands again. 1, 2, 3, 4, square off. 5, 6, 7, 8, and then square off again. Again, 1, 2. I'm on the balls of my feet. Makes it a little bit easier because I don't have as much friction. Step back, step forward, square off. Go to the opposite side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and square off. What's good about the Crescent, again, those of you who have been doing Wing Chun, well, at least in my school, we use that to trap legs, right? That Crescent step. You step in, you can actually trap a person's leg and arms at the same time. It requires a skill. It's a sort of a hidden technique where you're guarding up. Instead of, it looks almost like you're moving to the side, but you slide your foot in besides theirs. You shift your weight forward and you've locked their leg. And by the time they realize that they're already falling back. It's really tricky, especially if you're against the person who, from the same school, who's familiar with footwork, so they're not gonna let you trap them that easy. But it's a good trick for, using, especially if you've been sparring for a minute and you can see the person starting to wear down, and you slip in one of those leg traps. Before you know it, you wander around and stuff. It has to be practiced, right? So that's all I have for you for today. So we went through the basic Wing Chun footwork, the skipping supplemental footwork, the side steps. We did the shifting, and we just did the crescent or triangle step and the other drill in addition. So those things, go and practice. Let's go ahead and get started. We'll start out with some of the basic drills. So let's go ahead and open up and recycle. Okay, we're going to do a quick warm up here. Mobility. Let's start from the neck and work our way down to the feet. So let's do a few neck rolls for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And look to your right, to your left for 1, right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's do some shoulder shrugs. Ready? Roll back for 1, roll forward for 1. Back for 1, 2, and forward for 1, 2. Back 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and forward for 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's do our shoulders. Lock out the arms. Rotate from the shoulders forward for 1, back for 1, forward 1, 2, back 1, 2, forward for 1, 2, 3, 4, and back 1, 2, 3, 4. Now medium-sized circles. Forward for 1, back for 1, forward for 2, 1, 2, back for 2, 1, 2, forward for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and back for 1, 2, 3, 4. Now big circles. Forward for 1, back for 1, forward for 1, 2, and back for 1, 2, and forward for 1, 2, 3, and back for 1, 2, 3. Okay. And recycle your breath. Inhale and exhale. Side stretch. Now, keep your arm by your ear and just bend over as far as you can and reach back with the opposite hand for 1. And then same thing on the other side for 1. Now go back to the other side, bounce a little bit for 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now we're going to do some twisting. Keep your hips forward and just twist from the waist. Remember, we're just kind of working our way down towards our feet. So twist for 1 and 1. Twist again. This time you're going to bounce for 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. A little faster. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, go ahead and recycle. Now let's work our way down the arms and then we'll come back to the core. Okay, so let's do a few elbows. So we're gonna circle from the elbow, keep the elbows in place. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now forearms, palms up, palms over. Palms up, try to turn your palm over as far as you can to feel the firing of the muscles in the forearms. And then palms over, try to turn over as far as you can to stretch and feel the fire of the muscles in the forearms. So ready? 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 6, 2, 7, 2, 8, 2, 9, 2, 10, 2. Now we're going to double the speed. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, shake that out. Let's work our way down to the wrists. Fingers forward. Bend the wrist up, down, out. Hinge out from the center, then back in. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 2, 3, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. Keep your elbows in place. 4, 2, 3, 4. Now let's do fishtails. Remember, palms facing together. Bring the wrist out, just out as far as the shoulders. So you go 1, you're gonna switch, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now why is it called fishtail? Because when we do it a little bit faster, but we want to add some energy towards the end, almost like you're striking with the back of your wrist. But we're really just getting the mobility in the wrist mobility. Okay, good. Check it out. Now let's do our fingers. Now I usually like to do the toes at the same time, so I'll extend the fingers as far as you can go, and then curl them down tight, tight, tight. For 1, and then relax. Extend them all the way out. Toes 2, open the toes. And then close it, close it, close it for 2. Again. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now here's the challenge. Double speed, or as fast as you can go. Ready? For 25 rounds. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Keep going. Count in your head. 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake it out. Shake it out. All right. Hips. Let's start with the feet together. Let's squeeze the legs together. And we're going to push the hips out to the right. We're going to push it forward, and then to the left, and then back. All right? When you push it back, you'll notice you'll feel a nice stretch in the hamstrings. Okay? Ready? Let's do it for 1. Nice smooth motion. 2, 3. Let's see if we can make that circle even bigger. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. All right, let's open up a little bit more. Now, this time, you're going to do a slight variation. This time you're going to keep the hips in place, lean over forward, and you're just going to rotate the torso around. Keep your core tight so that you can get a little bit more core activation here, right? So you'll notice slightly different muscles firing up in the lower back, not so much in the hips, but in the lower lumbar region, but this is good. So follow me. You can go as far as you feel comfortable. Go all the way back and then forward for 1, 2, as much as possible, try to keep the hips in place. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then go back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, now we're ready for another exercise. Open up as far as you feel comfortable. Sit into your nice, solid horse stance. Press the hands up towards the sky and follow me. Go to your right, sweep down, and come all the way back up. Press up for 1. Come back again for 2. Now go 2 times. 1, 2, and then go back the other way. 1, 2, now go 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good, excellent job. Okay, go ahead and recycle. Inhale and exhale. Now, we're gonna do it with the arms open this time. So now this is the trick to this, because we wanna fire up all the muscles along the side of our bodies, our posterior chain, as well as our anterior chain of muscles along the front and back. So now it's very important, keep the arms straight. You're going to go from the hip, you're gonna sweep the hands down. You're going to go all the way over. Watch me carefully. Now I'm reaching over with the hand close to the ear. Remember, we talked about that earlier. You're gonna push the hips forward, and then you're gonna open up, really get the anterior muscles firing up. Open up the chest, and then you're going to reach all the way over to the right, as your left hand is reaching all the way over to the left. And then you're gonna sweep down, pushing the hips back, firing up the nice hamstring muscles, and then do it again. Now, position 1, 2, 3, and 4, okay? Those are the main positions. Now we're gonna link them together in a nice flow. We're gonna go 1, 2, stretch, reach with the hands. 3, reach. 4, okay, now we're gonna reverse it. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then come back up. You could do that as fast or as slow as you feel comfortable. Now, interlock the arms like so. Right? Now we're going to do a couple hip opener exercises. So you can turn your feet out if you need to. You're going to shift your weight to your right, shift your weight to your left, shift back to center, and drop your weight. Got it? 1, 2, drop. 2, 2, drop. 3, 2, drop. 4, 2, and drop. Come back up. All right, the next set, this time you're going to point your toe up towards the ceiling. Now this one, you may need to close up just a little bit because you want to get your hamstrings to touch your calf muscle, like so. You're going to come all the way down like this and turn this toe up. And what you can do with your hands is you can press them up towards the ceiling. As you go down, you come all the way back up, drop down like so. Okay, ready? Let's do a few rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Recycle. Close up. We'll do a few lunges. So from here, you can place your hands, interlace your fingers behind your head, step forward, and drop the back knee to the ground. Stay upright, touch, come back. Step forward again with the left, touch down for 2. Now the further you step out, the more you can get the front quads to fire up, okay? So we'll do a few rounds of this. Ready? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Second round. This round, doing the same thing. You're going to step forward. This time, you're going to take the opposite arm and reach over when you drop the leg, right? You're gonna feel a stretch all the way down the arm, down through the quads. A really nice stretch. You can touch this ground if you feel comfortable. So let's try that. You can start from this position. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, really reach, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, good. All right, knees. Press your knees back, lock your legs out. We're gonna do squats and pikes. So, looks like this. Press your knees back here. Squat down as far as you can go. Bounce for 1, 2. Lock the knees out. Reach back for 1, 2. Got it? Ready? Let's do a few rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoa, almost lost my balance there. Sorry there. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, that's good. Let's do a few knee rotations from here. Rotate for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Press back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go in the opposite direction for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then press back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, calves. Well, I mean, let's do our ankles. We'll just do calf raises, feet forward for 1, 2, 3. Try to come up on your toes. 4. Keep your legs straight. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Take your top of the foot, place it behind you on the ground. Shift your weight back on that foot. You're gonna feel a nice stretch on the top part of your foot. You can fold your arms over, and we're gonna drop down as far as you feel comfortable to really keep the tension on that foot and to stretch it out a little bit. Ready? For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, do the other side. Top of the foot, lean back on it, drop down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, that's good. Let's do another ankle exercise. Open your feet up a little bit. Bend your knees forward and together. So it looks like this. Rather than bringing your knees, let me go over here. You don't want to just bring your knees together. That's a really not a good motion for your, not a good motion for your knees. What you want to do is you want to push your knees forward till they come together. You'll notice the sides of your feet are gonna roll up a bit. That's fine. Extend your arms, and then you're gonna drop down with your ankles in the position that they are for 1. And if you want to, you can open up more if you want more activation of the ankles, and just drop down for 2, 3. See how my knees are going forward. 4, and just go down as far as you feel comfortable. 5, 6, 7, 8. So you from the front. I'm really trying to work on the tendon strength in the ankles. 9 and 10. Okay. One more ankle exercise. Why we're doing this? Because we're going to do some footwork, and the more mobility we have in with regard to the foot, the better, to prevent from, any unnecessary injuries. So we need to really condition the foot. So this one, you're going to put the foot forward this time. So let me see. We had on top of the foot. We're going to do the similar thing, but we're going to roll the ankles out this way, right? Keep the back foot flat, roll it forward And now this time you're still going to bend down here, right? If you're really good, you can bend both of them and go all the way down and come all the way back up, okay? But we'll just do one side for now. So take your ankle and place it across your center line, and then we'll do a few rounds here for 1, 2, 3. Try to press from the ankle to really activate those muscles in the lower legs and to really develop the strength in the tendon. 4, 5, and then, okay, let's switch from here. Take this foot, go across. Again, you can take the other foot and do the opposite if you want to, or just keep it flat. But for this, we'll do just one foot at a time. For 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A little extra one for you. Check it out. All right.
Thank you for practicing with us. If you're interested in moving on, check out some of these. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button for more. Until next time, stay inspired and inspirational.